are back and we have another grant. Now, this grant opportunity, they are providing up to $500,000 to build your dream home. Now, before we get into the grant, I really need y'all to listen to this. There is yet another fraudulent person that is assuming my name, likeness, etc., and has unfortunately scammed a few of you all out of your money. I want to be very clear. It is okay to leave comments. I definitely read those in order for me to find grants in your state, city, your industry, all that stuff. Please do not leave your email address ever in the comments, because what is happening is they're emailing and somehow they're able to make the email address appear as it's my email address, and it's definitely not. And I would never ask for your banking information either. I have a website, I have a payment processor. That is the only way for me to get funds from you, is for you to pay via my website. And then furthermore, I will never directly contact anyone. If anything, I'm responding to an email. And if you ever want to get in contact with me, go to my website, www.longevitybc.com. And if you do contact us, it's going to be there. Also, if you are a business looking to partner with me, same thing. There is a link for business inquiries. So there is never going to be a time that I reach out to you and ask for money. And the moment that they say they can guarantee a grant, as I say in all of my videos, run and run fast. The only person that can guarantee a grant is a grantor. Now this grant, back to the grant, y'all. Okay, up to $500,000. Now what I will say though, when they say $500,000, it cannot be more than 50% of the total build, okay? Now, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I am Ebony, a licensed attorney out of the state of Missouri, and on this channel, we focus on grants, legal tips, and setting the foundation for your business to get you to generational wealth, because yes, money is good, but we want our money to serve generation after generation after generation. Check out the small business grant playlist. There are several opportunities listed there. I post no deadline grants in there, no business needed grants in there, global opportunities in there. And y'all, I have 2 books. That first book is your ebook, where you just want to get the content. You don't want to do too much work outside of just reading and then, doing the work on your own. That second book is a workbook. It is 130 pages of content. It has quizzes in there. It has sample answers. It has fill in the blanks. Both of these books are going to help you with figuring out where are the grants, how to get the grant before you apply to the grant, if you don't get the grant as well. If you're on the fence and you're like, I don't know if I'm ready to purchase, I'm going to leave a link in the description to the website so you can get to the 5-star reviews so you can make a more informed decision before spending your money. Now, if you would like to further support the channel so I can continue to provide these resources free of charge on YouTube, come on over to the Patreon. I'm going to quickly share my screen so you can see what's in there in case you want to join. Here's the Patreon. Yes, the information is locked. However, once you become a member, the information will be unlocked. I post different grants in here. I post cohorts. I post articles. As you can see, I recently posted a $15,000 grant, a $12,000 marketing strategist plan. Plus, you get a grant with that. And then there was a general operating expense grant. We got a $500 grant. And then if you don't know, we did Vlogmas, which was 25 grants in 25 days. So go check those out as well. But essentially, I post anything that I think will be helpful for you while you're on your entrepreneurship journey. But we ain't trying to stay over there too long, because we're trying to figure out, how can I get access to up to $500,000 to build my dream home? Yes, $500,000. They start at $100,000, but up to $500,000. But before we get there, y'all know, leave that comment. Let me know where you're watching from, city, state, and/or industry, so I could possibly find a grant for you in your city, state, and/or industry. But please, do not leave your email address. Do not leave any identifying information for someone to contact you. And remember, I will never reach out and contact you to ask you for money. But I do welcome collaboration in the comments, but always do your due diligence in case you want to partner with someone that is in your same city or state, okay? But be vigilant with your money, okay? Now, this grant opportunity, it will help you get to your dream home, or if it's, a starter home, it's not your dream home, this grant does not have a deadline, kinda. So they accept applications year round, but they only award 3 times per year. So you will need to look at, okay, when am I applying? When are they going to award those funds? Also, they will let you know within 45 days of a closing time period. And when I say closing on one of those 3 deadlines, they'll call you, probably email you, and say, you got the grant, or they will communicate to you that you didn't get the grant. On top of that, you will have to have 75% of the funds for the project already earmarked. And when I say earmarked, I mean identified, right? You have some source that is going to fund 75% of the project. And you're probably thinking, but if 50% or less must be the total cost that they're going to fund, why would I need 75%? So when they're talking about the 75%, they mean all things associated with this project. When they're talking about the 50%, they're talking about structurally just the building of the homes, okay? So when you have the 75%, that's connected to furnishings, if you're gonna do rent subsidies, anything that is not the structure of that building will need to have 75% identified as far as funding. You will also have to have a binding agreement to say that 20% of the homes will be utilized for veterans. And I know you're probably confused at this point. Hear me out. So the grant is going to be given to someone that is developing, but how they work is, let's use myself. Let's say that I am looking to purchase a home and I am looking to utilize these funds and I'm not a developer. What you can do is you can go to one of their partners that has access to this money, and all of their partners are listed on their website. Then you can reach out to the partner and see if they have any more funds available. Or let's say you know some developers and you say, look, here's this grant opportunity. I would like to be one of the residents in this community that you're going to build. And if you're a veteran, that's even better, because not only does 20% of the homes have to be for veterans, they have to be earmarked for veterans for 15 years after closing. Okay, so 20% for 15 years must be allotted to veterans. This is where strategy comes in. And this is why I don't want you all to run off and say, well, I'm not a nonprofit, I'm not a developer, this isn't for me. We work around. And this is the workaround, okay? Find you a nonprofit that is a developer that might not know about this opportunity, present it to them. Go to the website, look at their partners, reach out to their partners to see if they have any availability for you or if they have plans to build in the future. They did say that they prefer to fund communities that have a population of 300,000 or more, but they specifically stated they are not closed to the opportunity of funding rural communities. The 300,000 is just their preference. And as I say in most of these videos, if it's a preference or a like or a desire and it's not a requirement, we apply, because they did not say no. And what if they don't have 300,000 population areas that are applying and then they get more rural? At the end of the day, they have to give this money away because they need that deduction at the end of the year. So do not close doors that have not closed on you. Now, do not forget to leave me a comment. Let me know you're watching from, city, state, and/or industry. Collaborate with somebody that you can partner with, but do not leave your email address or any contact information, phone number in these comments, nor should you be responding to anyone that has asked you for your email address. And furthermore, I am the only person that can heart your comment. So if you see a heart, that is actually me. Anybody else watching, they can only like your comment. So if somebody likes your comment and they respond, and for whatever reason they're using my name, that's not me. I heart the comment first and then I'll always respond. So if you don't see a heart, it is not me either. Now, with all of that, let's look at this grant. All right, y'all. This grant opportunity is sponsored by Home Depot. And as we talked about at the top of the video, the Foundation's Veteran Housing Grants Program awards grants to nonprofit organizations for the new construction or rehabilitation of permanent supportive housing for veterans. Awards typically range from $100,000 to $500,000. Let me keep reiterating. 20% must be allotted to veterans in this development. The other 80% does not have to be allotted to veterans. So again, use your strategy. If you are a nonprofit that does development, awesome. Now you can get various grant opportunities to give out to potential residents, especially if you are building in low-income communities. But then if you are not that nonprofit, find a nonprofit, partner with them. But as we talked at the top of the video, if none of this fits for you, click on their partners at the bottom of the website. And this is going to take you to all of the individuals that are currently working with Home Depot that has access to these funds that can then potentially get you to your dream home. I do want to go back just so we can look at some of the other requirements that we've talked about. But here's that email address, because I do sometimes get comments, and a lot of these questions that y'all have, I'm not going to have the answer to because I am not the grantor. So you definitely want to find an email address to then contact them. But this is going to be critical. Here is their funding cycle. So you want to make sure that you pay attention to this to make sure that when you are applying, or if you're going to request that somebody else apply, they're using this timeline. As I said at the top of the video, so these are their focus projects. Now remember, this is just what they're focusing on. They specifically said here, rural areas will be considered, but priority will be given to large cities. If large cities are not applying, or if you have a strong enough application, trust me, they will be open to the idea of funding that project. And then read all of the FAQs. I always recommend that. We're not going to go into this application because one, I'm not a nonprofit, and two, I'm not a developer, and they're going to be asking a lot of development questions. But what I will say, which I didn't say at the top of the video, because yes, you have to be a nonprofit, you have to have that tax exempt status, which we know that's a two-step process, right? You have to get your incorporation through the Secretary of State, then you got to go through the IRS to get that tax designation. But they did not say if they are willing to accept a fiscal agent. So that is something that you might want to email them about, because you might still be eligible just as a nonprofit that does not have tax exempt status if you are working with a fiscal agent, or if you're a nonprofit and you want to get this opportunity, finding yourself a fiscal agent to then get you access to a minimum of $100,000 up to $500,000 to help individuals, specifically 20% veterans, move into their dream home. And then once you get that money and you start building, or you partner with somebody and they start building, or you reach out to one of the partners and you are selected for that money and you are living in your dream home or your starter home, you're going to come back here, you're going to leave me that comment, you're going to let me know they got the money, and then we're going to celebrate you. But regardless, let me know where you're watching from. Leave me some comments. I'll respond to them still, right now. But as always, y'all, make sure like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. That is the best way to support the channel. If you are not positioned to, make any purchases off of the website or book a consultation, check out that ebook, check out the workbook, check out the small business grant playlist. The amount of no deadline grants in there and global opportunities, over $1 million. So if you're not eligible for this grant opportunity, I am sure there is one in that list that you are eligible for. But as always, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to spend with me virtually. I want to thank you for supporting the channel, and wherever you are in the world, I hope that you're having a beautiful day, and I will see you all next time.